Welcome. This is David Boles' Human Meme. Today's topic, dilution of equity in success in aging. There's an old saying, youth is wasted on the young. And while I get and take that point, I don't really agree with that sentiment, and here's why. When you are young, you need the energy, the vigor, and the power to fail. If you try 1,000 different things, you hope one thing will stick to the wall and become a success. And the beauty part of all that is there's really no risk and all bounty. There's no penalty for youthful vigor. The expectation is that you will fail and that you're dumb because you're young. And so you are sort of written off and left alone to fail or to fall, all on your own dime. And that freedom to fail is a great gift. The freedom to fail does not translate into older age. As you get older and older and older, you in some ways become indebted. Indebted to other people, indebted to your family, to banks, indebted to the society as a whole. And the youthful freedom you once enjoyed is gone and thefted away from you against your irrevocable will. And so the older you get, the more your failures are magnified against your life. And the longer you live, the more you are expected to succeed. And if you don't, then you are nullified as part of the norm. So early success is both a curse and a blessing. It's a blessing because you are established. And it's a curse because, as you age, you can never really live up to the early successes you once enjoyed. Now, here are some examples from the writing world, the book publishing world. J.D. Salinger wrote Catcher in the Rye and never really recovered the greatness of that one novel in any other novel. And he was haunted into his old age by the fire of his own early success. Author Truman Capote wrote his novel, Other Voices, Other Rooms. And he was a young genius, a literary genius. And he never lived up to that expectation. He never, ever really wrote another novel like Other Voices, Other Rooms again. And Truman Capote appeared to know that to publish again was to risk everything he won in his youth. And he was probably right about that calculated bet. So the early, superlative, ringing success is always diluted by later life failures, or even by late life competency that does not live up to the original fire. Author Harper Lee lived a whole world in one novel, To Kill a Mockingbird. Then, at the end of her life, when she was pretty much dead and gone, another novel was released under her name, Go Set a Watchman. And her reputation was shredded by her own disingenuous hand. It is far better to release 1,000 things than just one thing. Spread the risk. Win the timing. And what of author Margaret Mitchell? Gone with the Wind was her massive mega success. And then what? Right now, off the top of your head, can you name another Margaret Mitchell novel? And one thing I promise you is writers are prolific and always creating, even if they are not actively publishing. So yes, there is always something else in the bin that's being written but not yet released. But paralysis against failure stuns many great talents into playing the safe route to protect the reputation and not to ever risk losing or insulting the fan. You can't risk any of it just because you want to try something new. At least that's what they think. My advice is to always create, always risk. As you age, become more bold and more daring, and more willing to risk every early success you may have had. To understand the person, you must know all the works, good, the bad, the sublime, as well as the merely passable. And my human meme friend, I argue today with you there is no danger or shame in failure, because each perceived failure is evidence of a genuine attempt to set a record of knowledge and truth back into the public mind. And that is always a good thing. As well, what is failure anyway? Is it measured in money, influence, getting your fans to support you and to buy the next book? Failure and success are really the same thing. But you define it, we define it ourselves. Never let others take over your mind and your dreams to pursue their own evil ends and definitions. I urge you to remain in the forefront of your own creations and criticism. Only you matter in the end. Only you can really know the quality of your own work. Only you may vow not to be moved. You are your own rock of inspiration. So stand tall upon that stone and declare to the world your intention to never be silenced again, by age or by youth. Vow never to be cowed by convention. Vow never to be quieted by the ruinous idea. You are your own. You are the us of us. You matter. Because you think and you feel. And you create things that other people cannot begin to imagine. And there is only one glory and no shame in celebrating the effervescence of human imagination. Celebrated in every year and moment of your aging. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.